Kgto.
What is up, you guys? It is
What's
OGK
up?
and
it's Gunwa.
and
What's
we
up?
are Kgto. We just got a new camera, so we are gonna look at the camera, not look off to the side of where we're seeing the camera. So how are y'all doing? I hope y'all are doing wonderful. We're here for another Kgto
Insight.
Kgto insight on what our thought processes
just
are.
made that up.
You just
That
made
was-
that up. I feel like it works though. We're gonna talk about
Kgto message.
You just got a message
Yeah,
from
pretty much.
Kgto. You just got a message. There's a lot that works with it.
That was great.
I wish you
That
know
was
when
great.
when higher entities speak to us, it would be like that.
Yeah.
You just got a message. You just got a message. We would all find out what lessons we're trying to learn so much easier.
Yeah, we would
that
probably
way.
listen to that.
Well, I'd
We'd probably
listen.
listen to that.
But also because we're learning things daily, I feel like it'd get really annoying. I feel like I would hear that song maybe at least 15 times
You
a
just
day.
got a message. You just
Could you imagine if like just the universe reminded us things like you get on your phone, like pop-ups on your phone, and every time your like mind goes off, it's just like reminder, your mind is off track. Reminder, you already learned this lesson.
That's dope. Oh, what if life really is kind of just like Blue's Clues? Like, you know, the observer always sees where the thing is
Oh my god.
that you're looking
The
for,
universe
right?
is Blue's Clues.
You-
The universe is blue. We are Steve. And blue leaves clues around the house, which is our world, to lead us into the right direction.
But it's like the thing is that the thing that we're looking for most of the time is always in front of us.
I'm actually
like
streaming.
right here.
I did it wrong.
Oh, what's up, Stream
Stream-
World?
I meant to start recording, but since
So-
you're streaming, I didn't mean to do that.
This part is the recording.
This is the
part, 'cause
recording part.
We actually press.
Let's actually
record.
press streaming. Blues Clues. This is the reason why we have to stream. This is also our first time doing recording like this. So,
Yeah.
Is the microphone on? It's on.
It's
Things we need to check. Okay, this is what's happening right now.
Yeah.
But anyways, this is a good segue into what we're going to be talking about.
Yeah, life is like
today.
Blue's Clues.
Life is like
the,
Blue's Clues.
The whole world of Blue's Clues. You should know what you're looking for, because you should know where what you are looking for is, because it is more so than not right in front of you, right under your nose.
And one of the biggest parts of just understanding and being guided throughout this universe is it starts here.
Yeah.
Your temples. I'm kidding. Not your temples.
It starts in the temples.
So it's right here.
It starts in the holy temple, and the holy temple is your mind.
Oh, look, he tried to make what I said work. That's Bay right there. So yeah, so your mind, I feel like, is the hub source. Like, I feel like, you yourself is the hub of source energy and all that stuff, but I feel like your mind is the gateway to accessing those vibrations and channels, because you obviously, when your brain alone controls your entire body, so I feel like your mind and your thoughts have trickling effects to it as well.
Yeah. The whole idea of manifestation, comes through, what you are thinking. It all starts in the mind, as you said, right? Mm-hmm. I think it's very important for us to really, really understand this concept of mind control.
With yourself.
With yourself, right? Controlling your mind, controlling the thoughts that come in and out of your mind. It's a difficult process.
It is. And it can be, especially if you haven't built up a healthy cycle of filtering your thoughts.
Yes. Filter your thoughts.
Yeah.
You're gonna have the crazy thoughts. You're gonna have the wild thoughts.
Like sad thoughts. Sad thoughts.
But when it comes to manifesting things into your life, for me, it's always been best for me to go through a series of thought controlling, of thought manipulation, situation manipulation, through your thoughts, and so one technique that I have is to write down what it is that I'm looking for out of this situation, you know? Write it down. So this is what I want, right? And then I come to that, and then, of course, what happens is that you have this duality of reality sets in, and it's like, oh, okay, well, these are the obstacles that are presenting itself for me to get to where I am, what I want, that I've written down on a piece of paper, right? And so to be able to control the thoughts in myself, sometimes I have to write down those obstacles, right? And therefore I can find 3 to 5 different ways of overcoming each obstacle. Therefore, I can get to the goal that I'm looking for. You know, that's just like on a very simple level.
I'm gonna be that person. So obstacles, is that looking at the negative? What do you mean by obstacles?
Yeah, it is looking at the negative. It's almost, you know how the famous saying like the famous saying, like, you have to name your demon before you can eradicate the demon.
I've literally never heard that in my entire life.
Oh, well, there's like, so basically some like spiritual people say that you have to name the demon before you can eradicate the demon. You know, step 1, figure out what you want to manifest with your guidance system, with your emotions, right? And then write it down or do whatever you need to do to kind of take yourself away from it, and then say, how do you even get this? And then you say, how can I get this?
Yeah.
You know, what are the steps that I can do to get to this place? If you're so realistic and you're attaching negative to that realistic standpoint, outcome, then what you need to do is find a better skill to get to what you need to get to, right?
Like whatever way just vibrates more in the way you personally think and where you personally move.
Either that or quite literally, right? So like, let's say you want to pay your rent and you are always $500 behind, right? I employ you to find a different skill that pays you better.
Got you.
So you can go pay rent freely. It might take you two years to learn that skill, but what's 2 years learning that skill and living a better life after that versus 10 years of struggle and trying to make rent? You understand what I'm saying? But that you have to understand, that's a part of manifestation. That's the science behind the metaphysical that we do here. You know, I meditate so my mind can get right, so I can think straight when the time comes. You know, I do these things. This is the work that you have to do to be able to manifest things. And I do believe you can get to a certain point of instant manifestation, but do I believe that it has to follow the laws of, you know, the world that we live in, the universe that we live in? Of course, right? Once we have transcended, who knows? That could be a point of instant manifestation. But what if you haven't practiced it?
Then you're just... That's like
then you're
trying
just
to
there.
run sprints when you haven't ran sprints in 2 years.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
If I'm gonna go run a race tomorrow, a race specifically, sprinting race, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna run a 40. Is that it? 40 yards? That's a straight part of the track. Like, I'm gonna run it, and I'm gonna run it with this, right next to this person who's been sprinting for 2 years competitively.
Yeah, exactly. That person's gonna manifest the goal way faster than you.
So like, yeah, I just envisioned it in my head. My legs started hurting. It's opening up another sense of awareness that you maybe didn't have open before, because I feel like that's the biggest part of it is being aware. Like we said in the beginning, life is kind of like Blue's Clues. Yeah. If we're not being aware of our surroundings and even what we're asking for. Think about it, real quick. Blue's Clues, right?
It's real.
Blue's Clues always starts off with Steve's like, "Hey, let's do something."
Yeah.
Blue's like, "All right, I know what we want to do. I know what you want to do before you want to do it." So then Blue's like, "Hold up, let me go put 3 little clues everywhere. Steve, you go find it, then figure out what it is that we're gonna do." And then Steve's always like, "Yes, I love this."
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So that's what. But if Steve wasn't aware, which honestly the audience is doing most of the awareness for him, but it's okay. It's a child show. But if Steve wasn't aware, he would have missed a lot of blue paw prints around him.
Yeah, that's very true.
We practice the awareness for Steve. And And because we're practicing the awareness for Steve, we'll be Steve's higher self. Because we're Steve's higher self.
We are Steve's higher self.
We're like, hey, we see a blue dot. We see a Blue's Clue, right? Then we write it down and we're like, getting to our goal. Yeah. So if you're not practicing that awareness and that openness when you're wanting something and your mind's so set on just the path instead of realizing that we're all in different paths, you know, just in general, there's always different ways to get there. You're going to miss things. Yeah. And like, even that's why I think it's so important for us to put into practices that daily cleanse and realign our minds, because I think that's half the battle is like, you know, being able to get yourself to a point to where you're at that awareness, like Gunwa said, like meditation, stuff like that, getting him back to busy work. That's tools and ways he helps get himself back to like, oh, this
oh yeah, cleansing yourself, and another thing too, don't be judgmental about how other people cleanse. If they're getting the job done, they're getting the job done. I always say
if it's healthy and if it's progressive for the person and not hurting anyone else, it's whatever.
Yeah. You find a lot of trolls out there who are like set on their beliefs, and then they'll go in and like bash other people for their beliefs when their belief is probably just as crazy as mine.
And also, don't compare your thought process or your whatever with other people. Like with like, oh, that person's so level-headed. You don't know what that person has to do to be level-headed. Yeah. But people tell me, like, oh my God, you're so happy all the time. I'm like, first of all, y'all always see me smiling on Instagram, because what am I going to do, frown?
Instagram.
Second of all, like my...
But some people do that, though. Yeah, some people post pictures like, this is me real. Yeah. For real. Right now.
That's how he really is all the time. This right here, this face, that's his emotion 24/7. Anything else you see is a lie. No, but yeah, don't compare your mindset journey process to other people's, because you don't even know what's going on in their minds.
It's very real.
It might take a lot of work for them just to think steady. Yeah. So there's that. I think that's it. I can't believe we were actually streaming in the beginning. So.
Rip.
I know. We're getting used to the new camera and getting used to everything. Yeah. But that's all we have for
That's it, guys. Yep. You'll hear us rant and talk about something on our mind next week.
Or during the week when we're streaming and stuff and la-di-da-di. We like to party. We don't have trouble. We don't bother.
Alright, guys. I gotta go.
See you later. Deuces.
Bye.